There is one here, one here. There's a couple down the side. They're going to keep sending off these shoots, and I'm going to keep plucking them off, putting them in water, giving them a minute to get some roots, then throwing them into some soil. Once they look healthy and nice, I pot them into a cup with more soil, and then I'll have my own sweet potato slips. Hey guys, officially Fran here, and today I am going to show you my sweet potato slip method. I know that there are plenty of them out there, so I just want to add mine to the bunch. Now, first I started off with a sweet potato. This is a sweet potato that was in my pantry. Let me move this so you can see. This was in my pantry. It was a forgotten one. When I looked up, it was already starting to sprout. So I said, cool, now I don't have to go and find one and wait. All I did was take the sweet potato, put it in a little bit of soil. See those roots? Every couple of days, I give it a little mist. I'll cover it up for a couple of hours. Next time I think about it, I'll uncover it. And what I get are these little bitty, I get these slips right here off of it. Wait a minute, let me get this one back in here because I'll use this part of it at the end. Then what I do is I simply come in here. I can wait till these get longer or bigger, or I can take them just like this. If I take them this small, all I do is take the little slip and pop it off. When I put this back after I pop one off, let me mist it right quick. Give it a little quick mist down, cover this one back up. I'm going to cover it up for a couple of hours, come back, and the next time that I think about it, I'll address it. But here's the little one that I pulled off. I keep this little cup here and a couple of other ones because the smaller ones, I don't want them to fall down. But all I do is put it inside of the water. In about 3 days, it's been taking me 3 days, I see roots. In 5 days, I got really good roots. These are the same thing. I pulled this off yesterday. I pulled this off yesterday because it doesn't have much roots on it. But here's one that I pulled off and it already had a little bit of root. Here's a teeny tiny one that I pulled off 5 days ago. And then I get these roots. So I'm going to show you what I do with these that actually do give me the roots. And I kind of just leave this thing alone. Every time I pull those off and they give me roots, I then take them and I pop them either into one of these little 4-ways. I pop them into a paper cup. It doesn't matter. But these are those. All I did was take it once it had roots and pop it in. And then I stick it under my grow light indoors for about a week. Once I see that the leaves are like this one are nice and established and it's holding on, then I take them out to my main grow tent where they can be great. So this one has been in the grow tent for a week, while this one has been in the grow. The rest of these, they've been in the grow tent for over 2 weeks. And this, just like that, started from that one little clipping. Now, the next thing that I'll do, now I'm in 6B, so I can't go outside and throw all of my stuff in yet. So I'm just going to keep letting these slips get nice and big and established. And until then, I'll keep grabbing slips off of my potato so that I can just have more sweet potatoes. Now, I know that there are people who take the sweet potato and they put it in water and they wait till that root and then they plant the whole thing. There are all different ways, but by using the slips themselves, I will get sweet potatoes in every spot that I put a nice healthy slip in. Now, you got to come back to see that part, but for the fun of it, let me show you what I'll do with one of those that has a root. First, I'm going to take some soil, a tray. I have a tray here that's already has a little bit of soil in it. So I'm going to take some of this soil here. This is just some soil that I was growing something else in and nothing germinated. So I've been asking myself, did I ever put any seeds in it? So I went digging through it so that I can find the seeds. And I didn't find any. So I don't think I ever planted anything in this. So this is what I do. I just take these cells. Matter of fact, I'm going to pack all 4 because sooner or later, those other ones will be done. And I'll just add them to this same little 4-cell tray since it's so small. So what I'm going to do is pack this up with soil. This is cocoa coir and a little bit of soil mix. Nothing special is what I use on my seedlings. I'm going to give it a little watering, except I'm going to wait because I'm going to water it with warm or hot water, not cold water. And then I'm going to grab the ones that have roots here and I'm going to stick them in. And then maybe we'll check back up on it. We'll make it a short and just show you what they look like. We'll mark this pot with something so that we can tell that this is the one. How about I put a big X? Oh, that's dry. I'll find a rubber band and put around this one. But this water is warm now. So we're going to give it a little sprinkle to moisten up this soil. And now that the soil is moist, all we're going to do is take one of these sweet potato slips. You see those nice roots. I am going to turn off the water. I am going to pop a little hole inside of here. And then I'm going to gently tease my roots down into this hole. And then I'm going to put a little more soil on it right there so it can hold it in place. That's it. That little pinch, that's that one. Here's one with a root. This one has a root on it already. Same thing, it's a long root on this one. But all we're going to do is open this soil up and tease this root right down inside of here. I'm going to stuff it in the hole because I can easily up pot these once I see that the leaves come out a little bit more. As you see, there's nothing on this. It barely has little leaves on it. But once it punches up to this, then I'll move it over, each one over to their own cup. And once they make it to their own cup, then they have the room to get like this. So it's just moving them up from step to step. And when I put them in the cup the first time, I don't fill the cup up. The cup is going to be about halfway. The plant is going to go in it. When the plant gets bigger, instead of me putting soil on top, I take my handy dandy spoon and I remove the plant out and set it to the side. I add more soil to the bottom and then put the whole clump back on the top. So it has all that new soil at the bottom for its roots to go down into. As a matter of fact, let me show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and up pot one of these, and then we're going to give this one some more soil now that it looks pretty good. So here's what I need. I need 2 cups. I have to cut holes in the bottom of my cup for drainage. All I do is turn the cup sideways, give it a snip on both sides so that I have holes for water to come out of. For this other cup, I don't need any holes in, or I just need something else to catch my dirt, basically. Now, this is what we're going to do. I don't have to label these cups, but normally I would. I know what a sweet potato looks like, but we just going to go ahead and label it because we're supposed to label everything. Sweet potato. That is all labeled. Now for this one, this is one that I planted. The soil is a little down because I didn't fill the cup up. So we're going to give this one some more soil now that it has established. And all that I'm going to do is take my spoon, go around. My soil is nice and light and fluffy. So I'm going to go around. I'm going to put it on the counter. That way you can see it. And all I'm going to do is go to the bottom to where I think I feel the roots and resistance at. Right there. And I'm going to lift that whole thing up. See all those roots? I'm going to lift that up and basically just leave it just like that. The roots had not reached all the way at the bottom yet, but when I put that in, it was a little wee guy. It was one of these right here. So I'm going to fill this up with some more soil. Once I fill it up with some more soil, I'm going to give it a light water. I need some warm water in here. Now that soil under the bottom was already moist, so this is going to go down just a little bit. Next, that I filled it up with water, I'm just going to move the soil around a little bit in here. And then I'm going to take my handy dandy spoon. Wait, let me push this because the soil is going to settle. I'm going to take my handy dandy spoon and my plant, and I am simply going to place it right back in this cup. And now it has filled up with soil. And those roots are going to continue to go downward because I'll be bottom watering these once I put it outside. So now my cup is full and it just has more room. I'm going to give it another little light water, just a light one, because I did disturb its roots. And since we up planted this one, I didn't even put it in the right cup. Oh no, this is the cup it came out of. That's why. But for the sake of keeping track of this one, so that you guys can see it, we are going to write on it, YouTube video plant. This is the video vixen plant, but this is the video plant, okay? So it's been marked, and we will keep up with that one. Now, the cup that we did mark, we're gonna move one of these little guys over. Same thing, I'm about to put some soil in here. I got my soil in here. That's how much I put in. Give it a light water, letting that water go through. There we go. Now, even though this is going, there we go. Even though this is going to be watered from the bottom, I want to make sure that when I move these plants over, they're already going into some moist soil. So we're going to take one of these babies. We're just going to pop this one here out. And the sweet potatoes have pretty good roots. They're not all thin and small. You see that plug? That's nice. We're going to stick it in here. I'm going to add some more soil over the top. Get some of this used stuff that I had here. I got some sitting here with nothing in it. These were also, these plants to the side or something. Whenever something doesn't germinate, I kind of move it to the side to try to check on it. But I don't waste my soil. I'll be putting something else in it. We're going to fill that in. There we go. We're going to give it another light sprinkling of warm water. And that's it. This has now been up potted. I'll do the same for these two small ones. I'm going to wait a little bit, but this, I'm going to wait on all of these. I'm going to give these about, I don't know, another couple of days. Every day when I go in to look at them, I can decide from there. I also look to see if I see any roots coming out, but I won't let it get that far. I look at my plants at a minimum twice a day because I turn the lights on and turn the lights off. Even with the lights on the timer, I still have a set that I turn on and off because that is the time that I go and check the water and everything before the light cycle starts. So these will go back to the grow tent now because they are on a 12-hour light cycle out there. So those are going out. This is going to go back to the grow tent, and that's my process. This one has a little root, but we're going to give it a little bit more because I can, like I said, in 3 to 5 days, there'll be roots everywhere. But you have to change the water every day. If that water starts getting cloudy, it's no good. So we got these two little babies in here. They need a little bit more water. Again, I need this water warm. That's what we need. We want to water them in really good. Now that it is watered in, it's going to go over on my plant shelf. Let me show you that. So now this goes over here on this plant shelf. I'll just move something around, move these tomatoes, put it right in here, go under the light. I can water it from here. These little tomatoes aren't ready to go out into my big greenhouse yet. So we just find them some space and throw them here for a little bit longer. Have you tried this method of sweet potato slip making? Again, I find this easier. I don't have to worry about a potato sitting in water, and then I can get multiple slips off of that tomato. Did I say tomato? It's potato. I don't have to worry about a potato sitting in water. This is just I think this was a sub carry-out tray from one of the stores, like I don't know, Myers, Walmart, something, Sam's Club. I think it was something in here like tacos or something. It just happens to be the right size. I keep a bunch of these things, all of these little spots. Here's one. Here's one. There are two here. There is one here, one here. There's a couple down the side. They're going to keep sending off these shoots, and I'm going to keep plucking them off, putting them in water, giving them a minute to get some roots, then throwing them into some soil. Once they look healthy and nice, I up pot them into a cup with more soil, and then I'll have my own sweet potato slips. All I can say is, give it a try. You know how we do. We experiment with this garden stuff and just try to see what we can do. And if this works for me, that means that it took me 2 sweet potatoes to make all of that. And most of those have come off of the larger sweet potato. So, hey, give it a try. Thanks for watching. I'm officially Fran. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and check out another one of my videos. Bye-bye for now.